Hello, my name is Llangco. I'm from the University of the Philippines Los Baños, and I teach undergraduate and graduate courses in sociology back at my university.
Great. And how did you come to be involved in the project?
We are part of this cohort of different academics from about 30 different higher education institutions in the Philippines. And the whole idea is for us to be part of the postgraduate certificate in academic practice with the idea of building a critical mass of academics in the Philippines who will be familiar with the professional standards framework and hopefully create that community with geared towards teaching excellence in higher education.
And how have you applied the skills and knowledge that you've learned on the PGCAP program?
I think the program is a really fantastic opportunity for all of us. And one thing that I particularly liked is that whole idea of being a reflective teacher. In my case, I teach social research methods. And one of the questions that I ask myself is whether students are actually learning from the lectures and how I designed the learning experience in general, and more specifically in the way I think about the different exercises that they have to do as part of the module or the course that they are doing. And one way by which I could learn about what they think about how I am performing and how they are learning is the use of mid-course surveys and course evaluations. And that gives me both quantitative and qualitative feedback on how things, what works well and what could have been improved in the next run of the program.
Have you had to overcome any personal or professional obstacles while studying?
One I think is one of the obstacles that we need to think about with regards to programs such as these is first and foremost developing that critical mass of academics who think along the same direction, not to think in the same way, but to think along in the same direction. And as you know, as in the case of any university probably, is that many are recruited to become lecturers because they are experts in their fields, but we're not really creating an enabling environment by which we can have let them become effective teachers. And at the moment, we do not have that kind of training across the higher education landscape in the country. And I think it is crucial that we get to start with 30 different stories of as part of this program and hopefully build from that and make it more institutional so that we can create it as a policy and not just as an option, but as a way of being a teacher, a professor in the university.
And what has inspired you the most during your studies?
I think one of the things that you'll find inspiring about the program is you're part of a global network, not just your own cohort. And because it was done online, it was an opportunity to meet different colleagues from different parts of the world. You are coming from a different context, they are coming from a different kind of practice. And it is a wonderful experience to actually learn from those differentness and ways of thinking about your own problem, looking at it from different perspectives, because you're all coming from not just different disciplines, but different universities and different contexts.
And what advice would you give to someone considering online study?
One of the things that I think you should prepare for when you do an online study is that because it is available online, you kind of sometimes neglect allotting a specific amount of time or carve out a specific time within the day to actually work on your modules. If I were you, I'd focus on devoting non-negotiable time for asynchronous learning, because that gets in the way later in the program. Because it's available online, we kind of neglect that it's there. So we'll just delay doing it and do it all at once. But I think you will benefit more if you will do it regularly and consistently by carving out that special blessed time every week to do your work online.
And what are your plans for the future?
Like what I said, I think it's important to realize and to harness the kind of network that we are building here, not just in the Philippines for our own higher education sector, but also realizing how we can further the links that we have formed between the different classmates and partners, if you like, in this whole learning experience. And personally, I'd like to move forward with my practice by enrolling further with another course so that, and hopefully, secure another level of qualification with the UK Higher Education Academy.